Well, hello there. There's nobody sort of joined me live yet, but obviously this thing will be going out as part of my normal videos. So just a quick adjustments there. Okay, just have to do a little bit of adjusting. There we go. I need to play around with the camera. Hopefully they're picking me up okay in the sound, and shall we say, it's Friday night again, and it's time to come back and see how our week went, what we were up to, and what we did. I've had a busy enough week. Okay, busy enough week. I got loads done on the Academy's M1A2 Abrams. Okay, and it's the V2 set or the V2 Tusk 2. Okay, SEP and Tusk. And I know what they mean now. People have informed me. They've let me know what they mean. Tusk is the Tank Urban Survival Kit, and SEP is that's it. I'm after forgetting. Well, John, how are you? Glad to see you, Mr. J Rock. Hello from Nova Scotia, all the way up in Canada. Ian, how are you? Yep, it's Friday again already. Time to kind of get stuck down. Is the sound okay, lads? Just checking in there. From Poland, dobre. We'll be dobranoc, that's having a good night. Sound is okay. well, lads, I've been working away on this Abrams, and I'll tell you, it's a fabulous kit. I really, really do think it's a fabulous kit. I still haven't got a full length of tracks done yet. That's about as much I've done. I've got that far. But as you can see, they're quite workable. They're quite stiff. They're beautiful. They really just are. They are. Okay, Kev, how are you? These tracks, they're absolutely gorgeous. They really are. They just go together so well. Yeah, they're time consuming, very, very time consuming. Like I said, there's 6 parts for each one. If you've watched the video, you know exactly how time consuming they are. But I've started now to I should have done it a little bit earlier. I left out 2 of the, see it there on that, you might be able to make it out here. Left out 2 of them, give them a little rub of Tamiya extra tin in the hole where the pads would actually go into, and roughed it up a bit, as if they were thrown, because quite a number of them do get thrown off. Should have done a couple of patches further up and up around the track. I'll see what I can do after. But got some nice little ideas that I want to do, especially when it comes to the weathering. I'm going to do kind of a reasonably mild weathering on the tank itself. But, for weathering on the tracks, I'm going to go mad with sandpaper on the tracks and get rid of that lovely, lovely smoothness on the pads, and get them not too bad, but I want them scratched. I want to get scratch marks in them. So when they're all painted up and I go in doing with washes and dry brushing, they should kind of emphasize the scratches, isn't that what they call it? Hello from Russia. How are you? Nimirov. Commander Wolfman again. How are you? Good evening. Whatever you said in your first message, it was retracted. It's probably a bit of bad spelling, Commander, was it? How's everybody doing? Let us know what you're up to. What's in your on your workbenches, or is there anybody there that are just model enthusiasts but don't really actually build? I was one of them for a while. I started watching videos, and then I started building. I know there are one or two plodding along. Well, fair play to you, John. It's all we can do, isn't it? Just plod along. I'll give you a look at the Abrams, the body of the Abrams now. If you just have to move down there to the bench. I am working on it at the moment. I have to kind of play around with some lights and things. No, I only just one done. Okay. But it's not actually fitted. Just kind of pops on, and it kind of goes on nice and tight for something that just sort of sits on. It's kind of fiddly getting it on, but you got to line up all these little here on the inside. Let me show you. See these? Here, and here. There's little protrusions, and because they're kind of not all exactly on the same level, they're slightly up and down. When you put this thing on, for some weird reason, it kind of holds them. So it's actually quite nice, and it holds it in place. And you start at the front. That's how I did it. Start to the front, a little bit of an angle to it, pop, and there she goes, and it kind of clicks down into place, and there that is. That's actually, clicked into place. Absolutely freaking beautiful. Loads and loads of little things like that in this kit. Even when it came to building up the sides here, building up all those little things, it really built up lovely. There was you'd kind of drill a couple of holes, but the marks were well there for them for drilling the holes. You had to drill a couple of holes for it. What else? But once the holes were drilled, everything just went very, very nice together. Hello from Portugal, Bruno. N-E-R-D. Okay, it's report. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Oh, there we go. There. That's it. Trying to get. There we go. No, that's getting rid of trolls with his stupid comments. You make stupid comments, I'll just delete you. Simple as eating biscuits, isn't that it? He's building the Zvezda Gaz Tiger. Yeah, I was looking at that. It's kind of it's a nice looking vehicle. Actually, I'd be kind of I'd like a real one. Want to read one of them. And people will move out of your way when you're driving one of them, I'll tell you. The Tiger 2P from Hobby Boss. The Porsche Tiger, yeah. Very nice, very, very nice. USS United States. Oh, heavy frigate. Wolfman, is that modern or World War II kind of thing? USS United States. Never heard of it, unfortunately. He's working. Dill there is working on a Centurion shot. Dill. Shot delete. That would be the once it's the shot there now. Does that mean it's the Israeli version of it? Seen a couple of them over in Lebanon. Saw a Galbatash out there, and I saw nearly got run over by a Merkava. Used lots of M113s, and they used the M2 half track as well. That's sort of down where we were in in South Lebanon, which would be northern Israel. On the border there, that's the kind of the equipment the Israelis used to use. They had some other weird looking yokes as well, but we only kind of get the odd little glimpse of those. What's the best vehicle you worked with in the Lebanon? Well, they were supplied by the Finnish United Nations, and we used the Finnish Sisu. It's an 8-wheel APC. Initially, when the Irish got them, we had a Taurus with a little twin 7.62 FN mags on it, and then later on they just left them with there was a 12.7 or 50 cal, if you want to call it. We call it 12.7. They were rather cool, and most of the rest of the stuff then would be just say Toyota Land Cruisers and things like that. So when it came to actual, I was part of an infantry unit, so I wouldn't have been cavalry or anything like that. The Irish battalion had the little Panhard 90s and Panhard 60s out there as well. They were quite useful because the roads have been so sort of narrow and things like that. They were rather ideal, and they could kind of they're actually quite quick. So they were kind of good. So that's about basically the what we used. RC Chronicle. I am well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's the Israeli Centurion, all right, John. The Caesar was a great APC. Yeah, it was. It was a fabulous yoke. Though you missed the double. I missed them. Since a lot of these, it's getting the braid is the hard bit. You know, once you can kind of figure out the braid, like tortilla wraps are kind of close enough to it, but not quite. If you can get the bread right and just fry up a couple of eggs, a couple of chips, bit of garlic, meal. Where did you get your double doubles from, Mr. Dare? We used to get them in. Well, when I was in B Company, we used to get them from. Can't remember the name. It was up near the Sick Pig. Ilham, that was her name. We called her the Sick Pig, and it was just down from there, between her place and the camp. There was a little place in there. In the evenings, they did double doubles. Double double basically is a sandwich. Okay, that used to sell to the Irish bat. So obviously, Mr. Del Dare was served over in the Lebanon as well. Let's get back onto the modelling. What is your favourite company? Tamiya, Hobby Boss, or Zvezda? To be quite honest with you, I'd say it would have to be Tamiya. It really would have to be Tamiya. You might say find a Hobby Boss, a better kit than Hobby Boss than a Tamiya, but when you think of as an overall, you can't beat Tamiya's. You really, really can't. Price-wise, quality-wise, longevity. You know, some of their old kits are still fucking absolutely fabulous. Oh, you were up in Hafif the Thief up in Halchurn, yeah, A Company. Yeah, know the place well. Hafif the Thief. Yes. So you were. Oh no, would you have been A Company or what else was up there? Recce were up in Halchurn as well, right beside Hafif's. Bit of reminiscing there. God, it brings back memories. What else have we got? Let me see. Zvezda kits. No, Zvezda would be. I've yet to get a bad one. And they're very, very reasonably priced. Like that last Sherman I did. You pick that up now on Model Hobbies for under 20 quid. And that is well worth it. Without, I don't care where you're going. That is absolutely super value for that kit. 20 quid. 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 20 ACO took over from Recce Kai. All right. So Recce were up there, and then A Company moved in. Okay, the Tamiya M48 is doing. I'm doing is an old kit. It's still a pleasure to build. That's for sure. I built that, and that is a nice kit. So is the M60, because it's basically the same one. There's just kind of a couple of minor differences, really. But yeah, they're quite good. Zvezdas, yeah. There's not really, unless you're actually into Russian vehicles. When it comes, if you take the Russian vehicles out of it, there isn't their catalog isn't really big enough yet. They're getting there. They really are. They're getting there though. And I could tell from the Sherman that there was extra things on the sprues that will come in future models. So they're obviously planning different versions of the Sherman. Okay, so they'll be up and coming. Do I have the Zvezda Kamaz Mustang truck? Looks very good, John. I haven't seen it. I must admit, I've never been a lover of trucks. Okay. I have done a few. I've even done an ICM one and things like that, and I did a couple of the. The name has gone from me now. The company, they're Polish. They do a lot of the British vehicles, World War II vehicles. Beautiful little kits. I know I did two of them. Their trucks. IBG. That's it. Thank you. I knew somebody would come up with it. They're nice. They come out really nice and all that, but it's just I'm not a lover of trucks. I do like my armor, shall we say. Do I prefer rubber tracks or plastic tracks for tanks? To be honest with you, I don't mind. I really don't mind. I don't have a preference. I like on this one now. I have a perfect option. I have these. Okay, the Indie tracks, which are very nice. They probably the best Indie tracks I've ever done. But it also comes with these. Okay, it also comes with a very nice, good quality rubber track. Okay, if it just came with those tracks, I'd be very, I'd be very happy. They're nicely detailed on the inside and the outside. Okay. Now I know it didn't show up all that well there on the camera, but there you go. On the inside and the outside, really nicely detailed. Put them down beside the little bit of length of track that I've done, and lining all three up there. I can't really tell, only for the fact that the rubber is duller. Okay. Can we get it a bit better than that? Excuse me now for doing all that, but there you go. Only for the fact that the rubber is duller, you wouldn't really know which is which. Okay. So for a finish, you're going to end up with something near enough the same. So it's a case of, right, why would you go down the road of making the individual linked tracks if you've got perfectly good rubber ones? And it's literally down to it's another bit of modeling to do. Something else to play around with and something else to kind of play with. And like for a kit like this, it doesn't really make much difference because you're not going to have sags and all that. So individual tracks are kind of to a certain degree a bit mute, but just the pleasure of making them. For this particular kit, I quite like it. I've had bad ones in the past. Indie tracks, whether they were bad tracks or I did them badly, I don't know. The Zvezda Panther didn't like the tracks that came with that, and unfortunately they didn't give you an option. You just had your like kind of link and length, and they weren't. I couldn't get them to go. Could not get them to kind of go at all. Tamiya's Battleship Yamato. Wow. I'd love to have the patience. Well, not really the patience. Yeah, I suppose it is the patience. I kind of, that's why I like armor, because no matter how long the build is, you're seeing progression the whole time. And it doesn't actually take that long. But when you go into, say, ships, now I just did the little Bismarck, so I can imagine doing a bigger one. It would take you forever just to finish a kit. And I like finishing them off. Do like finishing them off, so don't like spending too long. Ming and Trumpeter. Mr. J-Rock is asking, Tamiya, Ming, and Trumpeter. Tamiya may still be my favourite. Ming are actually quite nice. I've only ever done one Ming. I did the Bradley, and I've done a couple of Trumpeter, which are good. The newer Trumpeter are good. The older Trumpeter can be a bit dodgy. I found the older Trumpeter can be a bit dodgy. The ones that kind of the Trumpeter with the stripy box, not good. When an Irish armour, 35. We don't have any armour in the Irish Army. They have a couple of Scorpion light tanks, and they're only kind of reconnaissance. We're not an army, we're a defence force. We're not going to attack anybody. Nobody's really going to attack us. Just used for United Nations service and, say, internal security. We don't need fighter jets and any of that kind of shit. We don't need tanks. Although we do use the MOAG APC at home, and they have a couple of different versions of it as different turrets on them. Don't know really that much about them because they only really started coming into service in the last 10 years or so, but they are quite nice. I was Zvezda King Tiger to do after, yeah. I did the Zvezda King Tiger actually some time ago. It's actually quite nice. The Master Easy track, a lot of work. Never done them. Never done Master tracks. As you will probably find and probably know by now, if anybody's been watching me for a while, I do not buy aftermarket. If I can avoid it at all, I won't buy it. To me, if a kit needs aftermarket, then why buy the kit in the first place? Buy one that sort of satisfies you. Then again, I'm not really good at putting on the photo etch. I don't have a photo etch bender. I try to avoid bending photo etch and building things up. Eyesight's not great. Dexterity ain't good with the old sausage fingers, so I like everything kind of done for me. I don't mind modifying something a bit, but I watch some guys doing scratch building. Wow, I really admire them, what they do, but when it comes down to it, I just physically can't do it. So instead of, say, going ahead and making a total hames of it, I prefer to just not do it. So I go for sort of easy build kits, and every now and then I'll go off and I'll buy a dragon, or I'll get sort of this big academy kit with loads and loads of parts, because you don't want to do kind of simple builds the whole time where it's all the painting. This one now, I'm really, really enjoying the build. I'm looking forward to it. I'm only a small bit into it, and the more small parts to add onto it, I'm looking forward to it, because I want to see how I can do how I did an Abrams there a couple of years ago, and shall we say, I did not do a good job of it. And then I decided, that's it, no, World War II armor only. They don't have all these little protrusions and things dangling out of it and stuff. Too finicky. So I said, I stick with World War II stuff, and even some of that World War II stuff can be quite finicky as well, especially out of the German stuff that have the the little feeders out the front, the wing mirrors. They're always breaking off. I'm sick of fucking breaking off mirrors. Yeah, bend tracks. There's nothing wrong with them. Simple as that. Mr. Cushman. Yeah. They're like I said, this kit is absolutely beautiful. And it does come with the option of the rubber band tracks. Why a lot of people say more kit manufacturers don't do that. I think it would be absolutely brilliant if they did. So you can kind of you can go ahead and try and make the Lincoln Nights, and if they don't work out, or you don't like the look of it, or you get totally pissed off, you can always go back to the rubber ones, and you have your choice then with those. No, there's another. These half hours are really flying, lads. I must say. Common Road Junction, go out and get something with Lincoln length tracks. They are quite nice. The ones that came with that Zvezda Sherman. See, told you, when it gets too close to 10 o'clock, my brain starts to shut down. The ones that came with that Zvezda Sherman were absolutely beautiful. And like I said, that kit, you'll get that kit for under £20 sterling in modelhobbies.co.uk. Bit of a plug, bit of an ad. That's where I buy most of my stuff, because I just like their after sale service. Never had any problems with them, and I like their prices. Nice to catch the live chat, John. No problem, Edward. Next week I am going to come on from 9 o'clock. I find these half-hour ones, they're just it's flying. A couple of bits that I want to kind of really talk about. I'm not really getting time, and I want to kind of answer any questions that come up as well, because that was the whole point of it. The whole point of this thing really was to answer people's questions more than show off what I'm doing. I'm thinking of doing a kind of a channel group build, if anybody's interested. I'm thinking, say, World War II-ish. I'm also thinking Panzer IV-ish, and basically anything on the Panzer IV chassis. And that leaves it wide open. You could have Stugs, there's Panzer IV tank itself. So many different things were built on the Panzer IV chassis. I'm going to say do it after Christmas. Okay, so you've got between now and after Christmas to get your hands on a Panzer IV, whatever. Okay, and we can all build together, and then we do the live chat thing. This thing on the Friday nights, we can come along and we can do the. We can discuss how we're getting on with our bits and pieces like that. You're building one now, Common Road Junction. Well, there's a nice bit of practice for you, isn't it? You can practice on this one and then have one in then for the thing. So, like, just say if you're building a Stug now, build the ordinary Panzer IV. Okay, and there's loads of AUFs with that one. You know, AUFs A, B, C, D, E, F. And like I said, there's so many things built off the Panzer IV chassis. And when you think of it, even the was it not the Ferdinand? They did one. I have it there. It's basically an slightly extended channel Panzer IV chassis. Can anybody remember what it is? It's the. Oh, I have to get it and pick it up now. It's funny. Dust on that. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's a Panzer IV. It's a slightly longer Panzer IV chassis. Okay. That's a lovely kit. That was a beautiful kit. That one. That's a Zvezda. Or no, actually, it's not. It was a Tamiya. Beg your pardon. I apologize. I just can't remember what the fuck it is. Nashorn. There we go. I knew if I looked up, somebody'd tell me what it is. See, brain's shutting down again. Thanks, Jake. The Brumbar is nice. Yeah, I did a Brumbar. Where is my Brumbar? My Brumbar over there. Nope, Brumbar must be downstairs. I did a Brumbar recently enough. Quite nice little thing, actually. So, Marder 3. Is that on a Panzer IV junk chassis? Well, if that's the case, then there we go. You've never heard of a Nashorn, Mr. Common Road Junction? There is a Nashorn. Okay, and it's the Tamiya kit, and it's absolutely beautiful. This one is actually covered in freaking cobwebs. I must have a spider in my shelving. But yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful kit. It really, really is, and it comes with loads of figures as well. It's not a cheap one. It's not a cheap kit, but it is very nice. Okay, that's the Nashorn. Nice kit. So that's it. That's it. I'm going to call it a day. Next week, like I said, I'm going to come on from 9 o'clock. So any questions you want to ask me, line them up there. And also as well, get over to the Facebook page, join the Facebook page if you're not already a member. And if you are a member, then all the better, because we can share our picks then for the group build coming in January. Okay, we'll be starting it in January. 1st of January will be the official start date. And the official closing date is whenever you fit it in January 1st. Either you can start it anytime after that. Okay, so I'll catch you later, lads. Don't forget, be nice to one another, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it and enjoy it, because that's what it's all about. It's all about enjoying yourself, and I like enjoying myself. Okay, self-gratification of a nice kind.